Audio Ultra, and here with Michael the Greek, and I'm Fast 80. So,
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Michael. Thanks for asking.
Another night of listening.
Another night of listening. So tonight we listened to a classic album, classic rock album, right? An orchestral piece,
Yes.
and a jazz album,
Yeah, a little bit
Right.
of everything.
and we're listening to all that on the SAT tone arm that we just put on. It's the LM109. It's from Swedish Analog Technologies, and this thing is just beyond belief crazy. And it allowed us to hear a lot of different things on these albums.
Yeah, and yesterday Ed invited me over, and Shane Bettner was here, who distributes the SAT, and I got to watch them take it out of the package and set it up on the Dohmann. And
Yep.
What cartridge are you using?
So this is the Lyra Atlas. It's the Lambda SL.
Okay.
The cartridge just screams.
Yeah, yeah.
It just screams. But we heard a lot of stuff with it. Right? We heard a lot of different
Fun night of
detail,
listening, yeah.
expansion.
Yeah.
Tone arms make a difference, but we'll come back to that more. So what do we hear? First
Yeah,
up was
so we started off with an original pressing of Pink Floyd's The Wall, and this was a promo pressing. You can see the gold stamp on the back over the barcode. Promo pressing, cut at the Mastering Lab, I believe by Doug Sachs. It's a U.S. pressing. The UK pressing is also very desirable, but I believe that's also a Mastering Lab cut. We listened to all of side one. In the Flesh, Another Brick in the Wall, Mother.
It was so amazing. And before we listen to it tonight, my friend David Rozalski in Manhattan, he really is a Pink Floyd fanatic, and he has multiple versions of this album, and I've listened to them. And when Michael said he had the first U.S. version, I was like, first pressing, I was like, okay, cool, let's do that tonight, because how many times have we heard Pink Floyd on the internet and everything else talking about it? But really, though, it's always something special, even after this many years. I mean, to hear it, you might as well still keep talking about it, because it's just that good.
There's so many layers, so many sound effects, so much front to back. We noticed a very clean kick drum that was always there for all of side one.
Very present. And the bass, I mean, the bass drum, everything is right there.
Yes.
Right at the end, before Mother comes on, and the crowd is running, and everyone's going mad. And then it jumps into the overseas operator dialing.
What about the chorus on Another Brick in the Wall with the kids? That was impressive too.
It was wall to wall.
Wall to wall, back around you.
And the kids were like in an orchestra. I mean, it was very orchestral as far as how they were singing and whatnot. Just
and you could really hear when they go, "Hey, teacher!" You could hear the chorus rise with these speakers. The titles.
Just jumping out. I mean, every detail is coming out of the groove. That Lyra Atlas is digging deep, and that tone arm is really allowing that cartridge to give it all it has to give, and it is totally audible. Totally audible.
Yeah.
All right. So then, what do we listen to next after that?
We went to Lee Morgan, the Sidewinder, a classic album from Lee Morgan. Now this is the Music Matters SRX pressing, and this was cut by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, and I heard things that I'd never heard before on this record too. And you did too. You pointed it out to me.
I am not familiar with this album. I have Lee Morgan out on room number 2 right now, and one of the classic Lee Morgan albums, and it's just fantastic. And I was really focused on the horn, but then I thought I thought I was hearing voices, right, coming out from the right side of the right channel, and you don't want to say that to anybody because they're gonna like, well, you're hearing voices. well, yeah, I'm hearing voices. But then Michael acknowledged
I'm hearing the voices too, and it was the musicians' voices.
It was the musicians. Yep. It was just it was
kind of hollering quietly or just mumbling quietly while they're playing.
All in the background.
And
it's
I've never heard that before.
Very, very deep. So again, I think that's what you're getting with Resolvency, especially again back to the cartridge doing its job and that new SAT tone arm just allowing it to really perform to its almighty. Fantastic album. Fantastic. I'm going to buy that. I recommend buying this. I'm going to buy it for sure.
Yeah. And we finished up with a record that I have right behind us here.
Oh, yes.
From 1958-59. This is the Acoustic Sounds version, cut by Willem Mackey in the UK. So RCA Living Stereo had a contract with Decca Records. They did about 6 records. This one, they also did the Royal Ballet, which I talked to Ed about. I'm going to bring it over. Recorded at Kingsway Hall in London, and at the beginning of this, you can actually hear the subway under Kingsway Hall. You can hear a rumble. Yeah.
It was there.
I brought this over. I told Ed I first heard this back in 1997. I went to a Stereophile show in San Francisco, and they played this, and it's just a sonic spectacular.
Another one I recommend to buy. And I'm for sure buying it. I just don't listen to enough orchestral and classical music. And I know Jason Victor Sorrentis over there, when he plays a lot of opera, it just, for me, it just melts me. It sucks me in, maybe because of my Italian family in Italy, but it just, I don't hear enough of it. But when I do, I just fall in love. I mean, and again, here's just another situation where they're doing Witch's Brew, but it was so beautifully presented. I mean,
The orchestra is literally spread across the entire soundstage. You can hear every detail, every instrument in its own space.
there's so much separation, there's so much space, there's so much extension, there's so much dynamics. I am so blown away of what we're hearing from these great albums coming from a great turntable behind me again, which is the Dohmann Helix One, and it's sitting with our newly installed Swedish Analog Technologies LM109 tone arm. That's a mouthful, but it's giving you an air presentation that's just beyond belief. I mean,
Yeah.
with the Lyra cartridge digging deep and bringing out all of those dynamics.
And through CH Precision too, correct?
All of the amplification is the CH Precision M10 series, or 10 series, and so nothing has changed as far as that goes. It's all still the same equipment. We're in room number 1 today, and it's just sounding. I mean, just it's a different room today.
And AudioQuest cabling and Tidal speakers, correct?
Yep, we have Tidal audio speakers, and of course all AudioQuest Dragon cables, power speaker interconnects with our Furatech Power Vault, which I'm really, really high on. Furatech's new Power Vault is something special as well. But the main point, the focus here is just listening to these records today, having fun, and kind of sharing with everybody out there, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun tonight. I'm loving this arm, Ed.
Yeah, no, it's and again, it's the precursor because additional SAT product is coming in. We're going to have the CF109 and the CF109 Ti, the titanium version of that tone arm. So it's 2 tone arms on the XD1 record player system.
With the vacuum, right?
That's going to have the vacuum pump as well. So
And
it's all going to be first here
You're
in
the
States.
first in the U.S. to carry the SAT with the vacuum, correct?
Yep, first here in the States with it, and we're excited. We can't wait for this to come
And
in.
Shane said it's a couple of weeks away. Can't wait.
We're just weeks away.
Yeah.
But right now we are having fun with the LM series
Yeah.
on the Dohmann
Yeah,
table.
that's Dolan's fantastic too.
What an evening! What great
Yeah,
recordings!
yeah, night of fun.
Night of fun. All right,
Thanks, guys.
Until we meet again.
Yeah, good night.
Ciao.